side, which are not fully necessary to have the blocks. But if you happen to have them, great. And then I also have a blanket. Let me go back to my seat. My glasses. I have a blanket that you can either use on your seat, as I'm going to do because my legs are longer than my chair, or if your legs are shorter than your chair, you can put the blanket under your feet. And then we will be sliding our feet on the floor like this. And so depending on the surface, you may need either to put socks on so your feet easily slide, or if you have a paper plate that under your heel that can allow you to slide on carpet. If you're on hardwood floor, you can use your blanket on the floor to slide your foot on top of the blanket. So those are some options. All right. So I teach what I call a breath-centered class. Scoot forward for a minute. So that means I'll be giving you a cue, either an inhale or an exhale for a particular movement. For example, raise your arms on an inhale, bring them back down on an exhale. And if the movement is newer to you or more difficult, don't worry about the breath. Just try not to hold the breath, but use my breath cues more as a reminder to keep breathing. And otherwise, if the movement is easier or not new, then it might be it'll be easier for you to bring in the breath cues as I'm stating them. So I'm going to give the breath cues, not super long breaths or anything, but my breath rate or the pace that I'm saying to inhale and exhale may be different from what your breath is. And don't adjust your breath to go faster or slower. Just keep breathing. We'll do multiple reps. You may do more or less reps than I'm doing here, and that's fine. So we'll adjust things as we go. All right. I'm not sure if I do the spotlight or if Sierra already did that, but let's see, make sure I'm on the spotlight. And you can also do this on yours. You click on my...
You should already be spotlighted, JJ.
Okay,
we see you. Yeah.
Okay, great. And everybody's got it that way. Perfect. Thank you. All right, so we always start with a movement that is not a twist or a lateral, but just a gentle, what we call a symmetrical movement of the spine. So the spine is just gonna do like a cat-cow here. So on the exhale, you'll round your spine toward the back of the chair, and on the inhale, a slight back bend. And you can make the movement as large or as small as you like. That keeps it comfortable for your spine. So an exhale when you round, and an inhale when you expand the chest or the lung area. Exhale when it gets compressed, inhale when it gets enlarged. You can add some arm movement to this if you like. And the arms can do any range of motion comfortable for you. I'm just going to swing them out in different ways, and you can pick one or keep them on your lap. Keep them on your lap if your shoulders or arms are talking to you. Otherwise, we'll get a little more heated up the more arm movement you do. All right, so we always start with this symmetrical and dynamic movement that just is a little check-in for you. Sometimes if you start with a twist or something and your back starts talking to you, you don't know if the twist just did that. So if you do symmetrical and dynamic movement, you can kind of work out some little kinks, and you can tell if things feel even on both sides. So hopefully you feel even on both sides. And we will go into a lateral now. I'm going to back up so my blocks are in my range. So as I said, if you have blocks, great. If not, you can just continue where we're all gonna start here with just the hands on the hips. And we'll start with the lateral. So on the inhale, lengthen up, and on the exhale, just a little lean over to one side. Inhale right back up to center. And exhale, second side. And we'll continue like that another time or two. Again, we're going to move in and out of poses and not stay. So we'll do a couple of reps here, warming up before we do a stay. So when we add a stay in a pose, you only stay in the pose if it's comfortable for you. Otherwise, keep moving dynamically. So we're going to come down into a stay, and if you like, you can bring your hand to the chair seat or the chair leg, or maybe you have a rung there, or use your block. And we'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Let the bottom tips of your shoulder blades there on the back body squeeze together so you're not rounded and you're not looking down. Keep your torso facing the screen. And on an inhale, come on back up. And we'll go side to side a time or two. So exhale over, inhale up, exhale over, inhale up, and now we'll head over to this side for a stay over here, only staying if comfortable. Find a place for that down arm. Bottom tips of the shoulder blades squeezing toward each other. Head stays comfortable, so the head can turn to look down, but see if you can keep the torso facing the screen here. All right, and then on an inhale, come on back up. And again, we'll take that cat-cow type movement here. A little back bend followed by a forward bend, and continuing those two movements. All right, and then we'll head into a twist. So again, you can add arm movements. I'll do it with arm movements, but your hands can stay down if you like. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, cross the opposite arm to the leg in front. The other hand can come to the chair back or the chair seat, whatever comfortable. Inhale back to center and exhale second side. And we'll go side to side a couple of times. Inhaling to center, exhaling into the twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, twist. Some of the time your head can look forward, which it may be doing to see the screen, but you might also wish to turn your head to look back toward behind you or to the side. It needs to stay comfortable on your neck, so don't push that into that. And if comfortable, we'll take a stay here. So come into the twist and just stay. Keep your tailbone, your two sit bones, and your pubic bone all pulling down toward the chair. Crown of the head lengthening up. Take another breath here. And on an inhale, swing it around back to center. And exhale, second side. Let the bottom tips of those shoulder blades come in toward each other again so you're not rounded here. Nice posture. And the head is in a comfortable position. Wait for an inhale to bring it back to center. And then we'll repeat those cat-cow movements. All right, so let's come down to the legs and warm up the legs. I'm going to back up so you can see my legs going forward. So scooch forward toward the edge of your chair, and you can bring your hands back behind you. We'll do one leg at a time. On the inhale, stretch one foot forward. On the exhale, bend the knee and slide it back, even all the way back underneath you. So you can do this full range of motion if you like. And the exhale is when it's bending, coming back. And the inhale is when it's extending up in front. You can flex your toes and flex the ankle and spread the toes if you like. And then the toes get a little tucked under when it's underneath you. So the entire leg from all the way to the toes gets a little worked out. And then we'll begin heading out on the spokes. So when you get about maybe halfway over, give or take a spoke or two, hold right there. So let's take it out and hold, and we're going to do a point and flex from there. You can barely see me pointing, but you get the idea. And then staying there and rotate the ankle around a couple of times in one direction and then a couple of times in the other direction. Let your knee be soft so the knee can bend whenever it wants. And then exhale back, and you can continue out on another spoke or two, inhaling out, exhaling back in. And when you get out to the side as far as you want to go, we'll repeat that point and flex a couple of times, and the rotation of the ankle around a couple of times in each direction. All right. And then let's bring it back up, and we'll add a little strength work for the inner thigh. When you take the leg out, keep your heel pressing into the floor. Press that heel down and drag the leg up toward the next spoke. And then come in and out on that spoke. Press the heel down and drag. So that extra pressing into the floor gives the leg muscles just a little bit more workout. If that's too much for your leg, then obviously you can omit it. And really you can omit anything, right? No one knows. No one knows if you're just watching or if you're doing. So it's completely up to you. When you get back up to the center, we'll repeat the whole thing on the other side. All right, adding that flex of the ankle and the spread of the toes, if you like. A little bit more stretch. And then we'll begin to head out on those spokes. So when you get out a spoke or two, or about halfway or so, stay and give it a point and a flex. And whirl of the ankle around in each direction. Knees stay soft, so it's got a little give to it. And then begin the journey again out on this side. And it's not going to go out all the way out to the side. Usually the chair or something's in the way. So just where it feels comfortable, pause there and point and flex. And another ankle circle both directions. The nice soft knee. And then we'll bring it in and out and do the dragging up for a little extra leg muscle activity, a little strengthening work for our leg muscles. Pushing that heel down as much as you like for some extra work. And when you get all the way back up to the top, just go in and out a couple of times from there. All right. And then bring it back in, both feet in underneath you a little bit, and we'll just lift the heels up and down, heels up and down. And when the heels go down, you can lift the toes up off the floor. Heels up, then the toes up. Heels up, and then the toes up. All right. All right, let's work the front of the thigh by turning sideways. Turn sideways on your chair. Sitting on the edge of the chair, you can hold on to the chair back and your other hand on the chair seat here as you drop the front leg down. And you're dropping that knee down roughly underneath the hip socket. Should have worn lighter colored pants so my legs stand out more. Let me speak forward so you can see me better. So the knees dropping down roughly right underneath that hip socket, give or take a few. And then to stretch the front of the thigh, you're going to slide your heel back. And only stretching as comfortable for you. So now that you saw that, I'll come forward a little bit. So kind of working toward like a lunge type position here. Can you see my back foot? And this back foot doesn't have to go straight back. It can be at a little bit of an angle toward the screen. So you feel that out for you. And we'll just bend and straighten that leg a few times. Bending it on the exhale, straightening it on the inhale. And then if comfortable, when the leg goes towards straight as it's willing to go today, rock that heel down and up. Heel down and up. So you can see that a little better. So the thigh goes in a little external rotation and then back to the front. My heel is up. Roll it out and the heel goes down like that. And the next time it goes down, hold right there and see if you can let go of the chair and raise the arms. And we're now in a yoga position called Warrior Two. And then we'll come down onto the elbow to the thigh. Just hold right there. Squeeze those bottom tips of the shoulder blades toward each other. And then turn to face your knee, your bent knee in front, and climb back up, bending the back knee. And we'll walk it around to the other side, and we'll do that whole thing over on the other side. So situate yourself so that you're holding onto the chair back, the other hand's on the chair seat, and drop that front knee down for the stretch down the front of the leg. And then begin to walk that heel backwards for the leg stretch. And you can bend and straighten that leg as you ease into this stretch. So the leg doesn't have to go all the way straight. It just goes as straight as it's willing to go today. So let your body talk to you and you listen instead of the mind always telling the body what to do. Just listen to the body, see what it likes to do today. If comfortable, when that leg goes towards straight, you can rock that heel down now, heel down and up. So yoga to me is more really honoring what the body is saying for a change. We often just depend on our bodies to be there for us for whatever, without really listening to the body when the body needs something. So let your yoga practice be that chance. Next time you take that heel down, see if you can let go of the chair and raise one or both arms. If you need to, keeping a hand down, that's fine. And then let's bring that elbow to the thigh. Squeeze those bottom tips of the shoulder blades toward each other. I've been talking all day, online classes. Lost my voice. And then turn to face the front knee and climb back up. And then bend that back knee and walk it to the front. Here we'll take the legs out and in again, alternating, left and then right, out on the inhale, back in on the exhale. Just easing the hip flexors that we just worked pretty hard on that standing pose sequence. And a cat-cow. This is for the spine. That did a bit of a lateral and a little bit of a twist, I suppose. All right. All right, let's go back into the standing pose on the first side. So turn sideways on your chair, drop that knee down again below the hip socket there. And stretch the back leg back towards straight. You can keep the heel up this time. And on the exhale, fold over the front leg. On the inhale, come back up to center and raise the arms. Either cactus pose the arms out to the sides, or you can take the arms up straighter for warrior one. And then turn the torso toward me, arms going down to warrior two that we just did. Last sequence, and then elbow to thigh. This other arm can drop down to the hip, or you can continue reaching it out, or take it up, take it over, whatever's comfortable for you. You can wave it around, say, hi, mom, and then come on back up. Turn to face the front knee. We'll do a bend over the leg again, and back up, bend the back knee, and walk it to center. Repeat that sequence on the other side, but before that, we'll do a cat-cow here, just to square things up once again. So sometimes you actually can get into pretty deep stretches in a chair, and it sort of sneaks up on you. So I like to do this kind of squaring up a little more often in a chair class than I might do in an ordinary class. All right, second side, are you ready? Hopefully you're ready. I think you're muted, so I don't know. Back leg towards straight. Exhale, we'll fold over that front leg. And then inhale, back up. You can add the arms, any position comfortable for you. Show a couple variations, and of course the arms can stay down if needed. And then warrior two, swing it out to the sides, drop the elbow to the thigh, and decide what you'd like to do with that other arm. It has multiple positions it can do. And then we'll turn to face the front knee again. Exhale, bend over the knee. Inhale, back up. Exhale, bend the back knee and walk it to center. And we'll repeat that cat-cow here. I'm just feeling out the spine, the hips, shoulders, and hopefully everything feels fine. If you know that something feels, a little tweaky on you, which can happen anytime we're working with the body, and you want to repeat something on one side, or not stay on one side as long as I do, then you're in charge of your body. You're always adjusting things for you. All right, let's come to one of the legs. We'll reach back behind the leg, and you can slide your toes back underneath you, and hands can clasp or hold on to the back of that leg however you like. And we're going to lean back toward the back of the chair and see if that foot will come off the floor. And then back down, so kind of a little rock here. So now my foot's down, and as I lean back, my foot starts to come up. And yours may or may not, just depends on how far back you rock. When you're holding this leg, try not to round the shoulders. So that same idea of the bottom tips of the shoulder blades coming together will keep the integrity of the back heart, as I call it, the back heart chakra. All right, let's do the same thing over on the other side. Slide that foot back, clasp underneath the back of the leg, back bottom tips of the shoulder blades, so your back heart alignment is good, and just a little rock back and forth. And you might also keep the hip points on the front of your body, just another little alignment cue. Hip points on the front of your body right here, keep them moving toward each other. All right, let's do one more. And then we'll go back to the first side. So I'll do a little add-on here. So you only add on if comfortable. And if when you try the add-on, it doesn't feel right in any place, go back to the prior place or just rest. So lean back again, that foot comes off the floor, let the legs start to stretch. So the foot's coming toward the screen, and we'll bend and straighten it just a couple times here. Again, ensuring that you're not rounding your shoulders. And keep the bottom tips of the shoulder blades toward each other. 2 or 3 times on one side, give or take a time or two, and we'll repeat on the other side. So these are lunges in a chair, and sometimes we call this Suptapadangustasana 1 in a chair. All right, I think I'm even on both sides. We'll do a forward bend in the chair. So just rounding the spine like that cow pose, cat-cow pose could be your forward bend, or you might fold at the hip hinge, keeping the waist from rounding and just lean forward onto your thighs. I'm going to just show that from the side. So just leaning forward onto the elbows onto the thighs could be your forward bend. Or your hands can go, you might go a little further and drop the elbows over the knees, and the hands can reach down toward the ankles or feet or the floor. That's comfortable for you. Find a forward bend that works for you. And the idea is not to round at the waist here, but fold at the hip hinge. All right, and so we're going to combine that with an arm up on the inhale and the fold on the exhale. So on the inhale, pick any arm movement that you like, expanding out. You can add a slight back bend. That's our inhale. And on the exhale, fold forward. Any position that you like. And repeat, inhale up and exhale forward. The arms are doing whatever is comfortable for you. Let's do 2 more. And just land on my thighs this time. So any combination. So sometimes you go into one deeper, it's okay to back off. So feel free to do that. All right, let's do a little back bend here. Place your hands on the chair back behind you. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades in toward each other and keep your hip points coming toward each other so the belly is a little snugged in. And we're working the back bend in the rib cage area. So let your collarbones roll up into a deeper back bend. Keep your belly snugged in. Head can go up if comfortable for you and your neck, and then release. I'm going to show that from the side. So we'll come in and out of that. So you go into the back bend on an inhale, and inhale more into the chest. Exhale from the belly. Keep the belly snug when you inhale into the chest, into the back bend. Exhale. And one more. Inhale, back bend. And exhale to neutral. All right, let's do inhale, back bend, exhale, hinging at the hips next. So inhale, back bend. Exhale, hinging at the hips. Take it as far forward as you like. Inhale, back bend. And exhale, hinge. Hands can do whatever you like. Use your hands and arms to support what the spine is doing. So here our spine is the main function of a back bend and forward bend. All right, and then make your way back to neutral. All right, we're going to do a sun salute in a chair. So let's start sitting a little bit forward on the edge of the chair. Hands at the thighs, exhale. And then on an inhale, the arms go up as comfortable for you, and any range of motion comfortable for you. Exhale, take a forward bend, comfortable for you. And then wrap your hands around the back of one of your legs and take a lunge. And then we'll take downward dog in a chair. There's two variations of downward dog. Stretch the legs forward, and you can do this one leg at a time, so ensure that your chair is not a tippy chair. So if it is, keep one leg bent and your foot keeping you stable. So in downward dog, the legs are straight and the arms are extended up. So that's one variation. And it also is a pose that has weight bearing on the arms. So if you like that variation, you push your hands back behind you and just put a little pressure into the chair. Not that you're lifting up out of the chair, but it does give the arms a little workout. And then downward dog is followed by a back bend. So repeat the back bend that we just did. And then we will cycle back through that sequence into a downward dog. Pick one of the variations. And then a lunge on the other side. So bend your knees and bring your hands interlaced under the back of one of your legs. And take your lunge. And then fold forward over your legs. All the way up, arms up in any variation. And back to start on the exhale. All right, let's repeat that. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, folding forward. A lunge. Hands behind the back of the leg. Extending the leg if you like. Any downward dog variation comfortable for you. You can do the arm strengthener or the stretch, followed by a back bend. Repeat a downward dog variation. I'm going to do the other one. And lunge. Keep alternating your legs. A forward fold over the legs. All the way up, arms up. And back to start. All right, let's go through that one more time. Exhale. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, folding forward, any variation. A lunge. I'm on my right leg. Downward dog. I'll do the arms extended on the way out and a back bend. Downward dog. I'll do the arm strengthener on the way back, on the back end of the cycle. Lunging on my left on the back end. Fold forward over the legs. All the way up on your inhale. And back to start. Again, second side. Exhale your forward fold, any variation you like. Now I'll pick my left leg on the way out. Downward dog. I'll do the arms extended. And the back bend. Downward dog, arm strengthener. A lunge. Folding forward, exhale. All the way up on the inhale. And back to start, exhaling. All right, that's our sun salute in a chair. I'm gonna bring a block to the center, which if you have a block, great. If not, you don't need it for this. I'll show you different variations. Let your feet go a little wider apart. So we're going to fold forward over one leg, then the other leg, and then down the center. If you don't have a block, you can just bring your elbows to your thighs or slide your hands down your legs. If you have the block, you can bring your hands to the block, and the block can be on any height you like. All right. And on the inhale, you can either just lengthen the spine and keep your hands low, or you can add the arms up on the inhale. Turn toward one leg, exhale, fold over that leg. Inhale back up, arms can be added if you like. Going over the other leg on the exhale. Inhale back up and down the center. You can land elbows to thighs or take it further as you like. Inhale all the way up. All right, that's one round. We'll repeat this twice more. Exhale, pick a side. Inhale back up. Other side. Inhale back up. Down the middle. Back up. I'm repeating. All right, and then come back up to neutral. We'll take a cat-cow here. Heel toe the feet in a little. Cat-cow again. Just easing the musculature in the hips there each time. And then back all the way in. And you don't have to bring the feet all the way in, just comfortable for you. All right, feeling pretty worked out. My body would like to do a little more twisting. I hope yours does as well. So we're going to go into a twist and then a little slightly deeper and slightly deeper still. So you take it as deep as you like, and we'll do the easier variations first. And so if the deeper ones get to be too much, you'll know where to back off to. All right, so let's start with the arms up on the inhale, just to shoulder height. And then exhale, cross the opposite arm to the leg in front, and head staying in facing forward. Squeeze the bottom tips of the shoulder blades together. Exhale from the belly to bring those hip points toward each other. And we'll pause here, another breath. And then wait for your inhale to bring it back to center. Second side. Pausing here. Keep breathing. Kind of just scanning through, checking your alignment of your back heart. Hip points toward each other. See that the pelvis is not bucket seated back nor tilted too far forward, but spine feels in neutral, especially down at the pelvis. Keep breathing. And then inhale, come back to neutral, arms up. And exhale, arms down in front. And we'll take a cat-cow here. All right, the next one, as you take that hand across the body, you're going to slide it toward the hip. And that'll take it in a little bit deeper. And that hand back behind you can also slide. So maybe it starts on the side of the chair here, and it can slide more toward the back of the chair. All right, so slightly deeper. Inhale, arms up, and you can cactus pose the arms here. And then exhale, start at the knee, and then slide a little deeper. See if that other hand behind you goes a little deeper. And both sit bones stay down. So sometimes one sit bone likes to ride up. So bring it back down into the chair. Check that back heart. Hip points toward each other. Where's the breath? Keep the breath going. Don't hold the breath. Hold the pose, not the breath. And then inhale back to neutral. And second side. Start at the knee and then slide toward the hip. Just feeling it out. You can always back off if it feels like it's getting too deep. Check both sit bones feel pretty even into the chair. Back heart alignment. Check. Hip points toward each other. Check. Breathing. Check. All right, and then inhale back to neutral and exhale down in front. All right, for the next one that's a little deeper still, we're going to turn at a little bit of an angle, and you can turn all the way to the side if you like. In this one, we're going to bring the hands to the chair back. So if you turn all the way to the side, the twist, it's still going to be deep, but not as deep as if you're more at the, where the corner of the chair comes in on that angle. So I'm going to go to the angle, but feel free to walk your legs over a little deeper. All right, inhale the arms up. Exhale, turning toward the chair back. And if the chair back is too far away, just drop that hand to the outside of the leg. Let's see if that gets easy. And you're not grabbing hold of the chair and cranking yourself around. Just your hands, if you lift your hands up, your body stays and doesn't unwind. So you're not using your hands to take yourself in deeper. So check, lift your hands up and make sure you're going to hold your twist with your core strength. Inhale back to neutral. We're going to stay right here and do a cat-cow. Just feel the difference in the left and right sides. You should feel a little difference, but not tweaks or anything. So if you're feeling any tweaks in there, you may have gone a little too far for you today. All right, let's go to the second side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, turning toward the chair back. Just feeling it out for you. You can start eased up a little bit, and then as you like, you can bring the hands in a little deeper. Both sit bones are down. Back heart alignment. Check, check, check. Breathing. And then inhale, come back to neutral, just over your, look at your legs and drop the arms down, exhaling a little cat-cow here. Inhale into the back bend, exhale, forward bend. All right, and then turn, walk it around to face forward. We'll come down to the legs and again, ease one leg out and in and then the other. Just easing the hips here. Inhale the leg towards straight. Exhale, it bends. Second side, just alternating with your breath. Bring your feet back underneath you, heels up, and then the toes up. Heels up, toes up. We're going to bring the hands onto the thighs, and when the heels come up, the knees lift, slide your hands over the knees and round the spine, drop your chin, that's your exhale. When the heels go down, the toes lift, slide your hands back to your hips for a little back bend. So we're going to add on a cat-cow to this. Heels up, rounded spine, toes up, a back bend. Heels up, exhale, toes up, inhale. Couple more. All right, and then come to neutral. All right, let's sit a little bit back in the chair to where you'll be able to lean back and you're not be too bucket seated, but still sit with your back not on the chair back quite yet. We'll get there in a moment. So this next one, we'll start with the hands face down on the lap, palms down on the exhale, and palms up and out. Swing the hands out on the exhale. Palms face down on the exhale, face up and out on the inhale. And you can add a slight rounded spine on the exhale and a slight back bend. Don't exaggerate your back bend now, unexaggerate it. So maybe just a little bit past neutral. And you can think of this as just sort of teasing out the back bends that we did do. So you're going in toward the back bend just to grab any tension that might have been in there, but you're not adding to it or deepening, but just easing things back out. So we're counterposing. Next time the hands land on the lap, keep them there. Keep the spinal movement going, but just roll the hands, palms up, keeping the hands on the lap. So the palms roll up on the inhale, rolling along the pinky side, they go palms down on the exhale. Spine is in a slight back bend on the inhale, slight roundedness, so minimal movement to the spine now. You can still feel that you're moving. People could still see if they're looking at you, but you're not at your fullest, deepest range of motion by any means. Barely moving into a forward bend, back bend type of movement. All right, next time you go palms down, we'll hold right there. Just take a couple of breaths into the belly, relaxing the belly. And we'll do palming. I'm going to turn sideways so you can see this, and actually let me slide forward too. Maybe I won't need to turn sideways then. So for palming, the palms will be up, face up, and on the exhale, rounded spine, palms coming toward the eyes. That's your exhale. Inhale, release the palms back in the lap. So I'll show this from the side. Exhale is a rounded spine. Inhale to neutral, and the hands can drop all the way to the lap or part way. So exhale, cup over the eyes. Inhale, release. So you can release a little or hands all the way to the lap. So if this feels comfortable, next time you go into the palming, you want to stay there, feel free. We can stay for a couple breaths. If not, keep moving in and out of that movement. So when the eyes are cupped like this, it's really relaxing for the eye muscles. A nice thing to do at the end of the day. And then to come out of this, it's a little jarring for the nervous system. So we just slide the hands down with the fingers opening so the light comes through the eyelids. All right. And then relax your hands down in your lap, and now you can lean back into the chair back. Eyes can be open or closed. We'll do a little guided relaxation here. So anytime you hear a teacher taking you through a guided relaxation, if something comes up that's not comfortable for you, you just let it go in one ear and out the other and let your mind go on to someplace else that is comfortable for you. So let's see. All right, so we just have a few minutes. So let's start at the top and work our way down. So we'll just kind of go section by section. So starting with the head, soften scalp muscles across the forehead and eyes, cheeks and the jaw, releasing the tongue. You might give a swallow as you start to soften from the jaw, the ear, that hinge there, and down the back of the neck, sides of the neck, and the throat in front. Expand from the neck out to the outer shoulders, and slide down the arms into the fingers. Your hands are in a comfortable place, wherever that might be for you. When you've relaxed all the way down to the fingertips, go back up to the shoulders and across the collarbones. And on the back body, across the shoulder blades. And then from the shoulders all the way down the rib cage. And then soften the belly. Around the waistline area, sides and back. Down into the hips. The lower belly. The back of the hip and buttock region and what you're sitting on, sit bones. Come down from the outer hip, down the outside of the thigh to the knee, and from the sit bones on the back body into the back of the knee. And then to the inner thighs and the tops of the thighs. And then just pause at the knees and go all around the knees. Situate your feet so the feet feel comfortable. Ankles and feet, and usually the ankles right under the knees feels the most comfortable, but you adjust for you. And then from the knees, we'll go down the lower leg and do sort of all four sides. So the inner lower leg, outer lower leg, the back calf, and down the shins. In any order, both sides. And go all around the ankles and let the heels, just take a moment to feel the left and right heel. And its connection to the floor, the earth. And then from the ankle across the top of the foot, down to the toes. From the ankle, the baby toe side of the foot, both sides. And from the ankle, the inner side, the arch side of the foot. And then really feel the bottoms of the feet and each toe into the floor. And then allow your breath to deepen. And gently open your eyes. And I thank you on this Giving Tuesday. Thanks for your participation in this fundraising event. Thank you to everybody who came. Thanks to You Call This Yoga for all the wonderful work they're doing, making yoga accessible for free for events like this and the free classes that Amy and I are both teaching.